So we put Hayes on the IL with a non-displaced rib fracture. Called up Mullins and Lopez today, and hopefully Hazy will be. It won't be a very long, but we'll put him on the IL here for a little bit. So answer any. Oh, and for tomorrow, John Means should make that start. We just have to make a roster move for him tomorrow.
Cool. Now to questions. Rockabacco, go ahead.
Brandon, how did Austin sustain the injury, and how disappointing is it really for everybody because of his history of having things happen like this?
Yeah, very unfortunate. He got hit in the ribs. I want to say it was about a week and a half ago, and they got X-rays that night that didn't show anything, and he's been playing. And in that Philly series, he made that catch up against the wall, and as well as a diving catch, and was a little tender in the same spot after. And then last night he felt like he was a little bit sore in that area, and they went and got checked out the second time. They just found a small that little small fracture there. So,
Rich Dubroff.
So a couple of quick questions on that. Do you anticipate that it's going to be the minimum 10 days, and how are you planning to allocate the playing time between Velasquez and Mullins?
Yeah, our medical people are pretty confident that this is just going to be a 10-day trip, and that he's just a little bit tender in that area, and I think it's gotten got progressively worse since he ran into the wall in Philadelphia there. So I think they feel like it's going to be 10 days and he should be good to go. With Mullins and Velasquez, I'm gonna split it up depending on matchup. Both guys switch hit. I think you'll see both those guys get quite a bit of playing time. So it's just going to be a daily decision on who's going to be in center.
Joe Trezza.
Brandon, do you have any history with Lopez, and what do you see him providing for you guys in terms of role?
I don't have any history. I just met him, but we did face him in Kansas City last year and threw the ball great against us. I'm really excited to add him. I think this is the guy that's got starting stuff. He's got a really good fastball. I love the frame. I love the delivery. He's got a mid-90s fastball with movement. I like the breaking ball. I'm really excited about adding him, and I think we're going to work him in. It'll be probably long relief to start, and then we'll see how it goes. But I think it's a nice add for our roster.
Do you think it's possible that he can make a start down the road or two?
I think it's possible, yeah.
Next up, Pete Gilbert.
Hey, Brandon. Yeah, obviously you guys kind of were due for a game that didn't go your way very well, like last night after playing so well. But can you describe maybe the difference in heading into today versus maybe last year after a game like that, where you felt like it looked like that could snowball a year ago much more easily than maybe it might now?
Well, I think watch us last year. We didn't let things carry over to the next day very often. I felt like we always rebounded from tough losses, usually played well the next day. I think it's something about this group that handles adversity well and is able to turn the page and put the last game behind them. So hoping that we do that again today and we come out with a nice start from Wojo. It's always the difference maker, the next day starter after a tough loss. So hopefully Wojo gives us a nice start and we swing the bat a little bit against a tough starter in Patrick Corbin.
Nathan Ruiz.
Hey, Brandon, between games yesterday, you mentioned, the hope to stay away from a few guys in the bullpen. How much do you think that over-reliance on guys maybe impacted the end results for you guys in the bullpen last year? And what kind of impact can it have in a short season like this one?
I think that was challenging last year. There was a lot of nights where we had very, very limited, we only had a few guys probably available a lot of nights. And it was just because our starters had a tough time getting to that third time through the order. and we extended guys a little bit. And looking back, I didn't pitch anybody 3 days in a row out of the bullpen, and that was because I was trying to take care of them as much as I possibly could. I wanted them to try to perform at their best, knowing that it was going to be a tough year. Didn't want to blow anybody out, and try to take care of them as well as I possibly could. The same as goes with this year, in that I want to try to keep these guys healthy. And there's been some nights recently where I wouldn't have used some certain guys, just because even though it's a short sprint, September does matter, and have these guys as fresh as they possibly can. That's not always realistic though, and that's part of being a big league bullpen arm, is that you got to be resilient, you got to be ready, but I feel like we do the best job we can in putting these guys in positions to have success, and try to keep them on the mound.
Rich Dubroff.
Brandon, speaking of that, last year you used position players to pitch a number of times, and I know it's something you don't like. I know it's something you don't like to do. What was the thinking in using Brian last night?
Well, I thought the game was out of hand, and I didn't want to use any of the other bullpen guys. So I was hoping Cody could get through that second inning. Didn't want to push him further than he went, and so Brian picked us up and finished it off for us.